Okay. So after the prayers, as I said, I would like to introduce some basic Sanskritam to everybody. Hmm? Now, Sanskritam is called Deva Bhasha. Yeah? And the word Sanskritam means what? Samyak Kritam. Samyak Kritam means well done, means refined and perfect. So the name of the language itself means it is perfect. And what do we mean by that? It's perfect. You see, take the example of English language. It can be very confusing for children in their learning stages. Why? Because PUT is put, but BUT is but. FAT is fat, but FATHER is father. So you see how the vowels are pronounced so differently. Yeah, but not so in Sanskritam, which is a most unambiguous and phonetical language. So what you see is what you pronounce. Yeah. So it is said that such a language, when we learn it or speak it, yeah, or chant it, it makes the mind also very cultured, very refined, and very organized. And it is, as you know, the language of our shastras. It is the language of pujas and rituals and our itihasas and puranas. So whatever parayanam puja we do at home, if the Sanskritam is improvised, then the vibration will be very, very different. Yeah? And as we see, one of the major benefits is, when we chant in Sanskritam anything, it purifies what is called the subtle body. Yeah, Sukshma Shariram. It energizes and heals. Today, science has proved that Sanskritam has an effect on the brain. Not only the brain, on all the internal organs. It helps with respiratory problems. Then it also has been proved to help with autism. Autism, all these aging related issues, Alzheimer's and dementia, So that is just briefly, I want to mention a few benefits. There are many, many more benefits, and I will mention them as we go along in the future sessions. Okay. Now, let us see some, simple greetings in Sanskritam, which we would be familiar with, maybe already using. Harihi Om is hello. Suprabhatam is a good morning. Namaste, Namaskaraha, Namaste. Shubharatrihi is good night. Dhanyavadaha, thanks. We can also say Dhanyavadaha, yeah, that is many thanks. Then Swagatam, welcome, and we can say Suswagatam, a very happy welcome, yeah, by adding Su. And Astu. Astu means okay, done, acha. So these are a few greetings that I picked up for today in Sanskrit. Yeah? Now, let us also see how to introduce ourselves. This is called Parichayaha, introduction. Now, in Sanskritam, as you know, there are 3 genders. Depends on whether it is masculine, feminine, or a neuter object. If it is boys and men, what do we say when we ask for the names? Bhavataha nama kim? Bhavataha nama kim? And the answer would be, Vedant would say, Mama nama Vedantaha. Jayanandan would say what? Mama nama Jayanandanaha. There is a double dots in the end. That is exclusively for the gents, the boys. Now, what about the girls? Strilinga, feminine. It changes a little bit. Bhavatyaha nama kim? What is your name? Mama nama Shweta. Mama nama Vishruta. Mama nama Kushi. Mama nama Triveni. And so on. Okay. So this is just, 2 ways of asking, addressing a boy and addressing a girl. Okay. a little bit of spoken Sanskrit there. Now let us move on to what is called the Varnamala. Now you know that every alphabet has a Varnamala. Varnamala means a garland of letters. Yeah, Aksharamala, Varnamala. And so here we will run through these aksharas. In Sanskritam, every letter is called an akshara. And because every akshara is a cosmic sound, that is why it is so healing. Now, today there are so many schools outside of India also where Sanskritam is mandatory. And it has been proved that the children do better in all the other subjects also once they learn Sanskrit, economics or science, maths, because it's such a perfectly organized and phonetic language. So now let us quickly see the this Varnamala. Okay. I think Rajeshwari, are you there? Let me unmute you, find you first. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Amma. Oh, Mama.
Oh. So you see the letters on the top, they are vowels. No? And so because this is not a specific Sanskrit course, I'm doing it a little bit quickly. And one session I will devote entirely to the Varnamala. But today we will just have a quick run through it. Okay. So vowels, you know how the short vowels will be pronounced for 1 second and long for 2 seconds. Like this. A, a, I, u, I, o, au, r, l, aha. Yeah. Okay, now let me ask Vedant also to repeat after me. Okay, Vedant?
Yes, ma'am.
A,
A,
I,
I,
u, I, o, au, r, aha. Yeah. So don't worry about that because it does not appear so much. Okay. Now we will go to the consonants. Okay. Now you see the consonants. You see this 5 by 5 table here. 5 by 5 table. Now here, the first one, like this ka, ka will be alpa prana. And then ka, the second one will be more effort. Then third will be less effort. Fourth will be more effort. And the last one is called the nasal, which will be normal, less effort. Okay, Rajeshwari?
Yeah.
Ka, kha,
Ka, ka,
ga, gha,
ga, ga,
nga.
nga.
Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga.
Ka, ka, ga, ga, nga.
Next. Cha, cha,
Cha, cha,
ja, ja,
ja, ja,
nya.
nya.
Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya.
Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya.
Yeah. The Mahapranas, no, gha and cha can be a little bit more, Radheshwara. Cha.
Yeah.
Okay. Then ta, tha,
Tha, tha,
da, dha,
da, dha,
na.
na.
Ta, tha, da, dha, na.
Tha, tha, da, da, na.
Ta, tha,
Tha, tha,
da, dha,
dha, dha,
na.
na.
Ta, tha, da, dha, na.
Tha, tha, da, dha, na.
Pa, pha,
Pa, pa,
ba, bha,
ba, bha,
ma.
ma.
Pa, pha, ba, bha, ma.
Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma.
Okay. Thank you, Rajeshwari. Now let me ask Unnati. Can you repeat after me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga.
K, K, G, K, M.
Nga. From the throat. Nga. Cha, cha, ja, jha, nya.
Ch, Ch, J, J, N.
Ta, tha, da, dha, na.
T, Th, D, D, N.
Ta, tha, da, dha, na.
T, Th, D, D, N.
Pa, pha, ba, bha, ma.
P, P, B, B, M.
Very good. I think, yeah, that was nice. Unnati. See, the ones who are from Maharashtra, no, they will get it very perfectly, the short ers. Okay, now, how about Jayanandan? Would you like to try?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ka, kha, ga, gha, nga.
K, K, G, G, N.
Cha, cha, ja, jha, nya.
Ch, Ch, J, J, N.
Ta, tha, da, dha, na.
T, T, D, D, N.
Yeah, you need to aspirate in the second and the fourth. Okay, like ta, tha, da, dha, na.
T, T, D, D, N.
Good. Ta, tha, da, dha, na.
T, T, D, D, N.
Pa, pha, ba, bha, ma.
P, P, B, B, M.
Okay, thank you. Now let's go to the last four. Ya, ra, la, va. Vishruta can do this. Okay, Vishruta. Ya, ra, la, va.
Ya, ra, la, va.
Sha, sha, sa, ha.
Sha, sha, sa, ha.
Ya, ra, la, va. Sha, sha, sa, ha.
Ya, ra, la, va. Sha, sha, sa, ha.
Okay, good. Thank you. So that is it, Varnamala. Okay, now in the next session, I will tell you the place, of pronunciation. Okay, where are the sounds coming out from? But for today, just a brief overview of vowels, which are in black, and the consonants, which are in color today. Okay. Yes, Vedant, what is your question?
Ma'am, my question is that in Hindi Varnamala, we have three extra, but in consonants, we have three extra letters. Then in Sanskrit
Yeah.
consonants, do we have only till her only?
Yeah, we will come to that, Vedant, at the end of the session. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Huh? So this, for some people, they will just only repeat the Varnamala as a daily prayer because once we chant all these 48 letters or so here, then we absorb these vibrations in our subtle body, and it is a purifier. No, it is a sadhana. Okay. All right. So now this is the same slide with the transliteration. If you are unfamiliar with the script, then this chart will help you. Okay. All right. Now let us come to Bhagavad-Gita. So as I was saying, that Bhagavad-Gita is a part of the great Itihasa epic called Mahabharatam, yeah, which was about the great battle fought on Kurukshetra. Yeah. But before the battle started, Sri Krishna gives a Upadesha to Arjuna. And Arjuna is one of the 5 Pandavas. So Arjuna is facing a conflict. He is in doubt, and he's even depressed. Yeah. And then the whole Bhagavad-Gita, which has 700 verses and 18 chapters, is about how Sri Krishna inspires Arjuna, uplifts him, motivates him to do his duty. Okay. So we will we will learn to chant the shlokas, some shlokas, and as said, I have picked chapter 12 of the Bhagavad-Gita because it has 20 verses. Okay. And every chapter has a title. Okay. And this chapter 12 is called Bhakti Yoga. Now it's all about the levels of Bhakti. Okay. Now let me see. Sai. Okay, Sai can chant after me. All right, Sai?
Okay, ma'am.
So, the first shloka of chapter 12 goes this way. Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha.
Evam satatayuktaye.
Evam satatayuktaye.
Evam satatayuktaye.
Evam satatayuktaye.
Bhaktasvam.
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 Paryupasate.
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 Good. Evam satatayuktaye.
Evam satatayuktaye.
Bhaktasvam paryupasate.
Bhaktvastam parayupasate. Parayupasate.
Ye chapyakshara.
Vecha kapava.
Ye chapyakshara.
Pyakshara
Mavyaktam.
mavyaktam.
Ye chapyakshara mavyaktam.
Echa
Ye chapya. Ye chapyakshara.
Mom, I can't see. It's it's hiding it.
Oh, it's hiding.
It's
Sorry.
all parting.
Is it okay now? Ye chapyakshara mavyaktam.
Echa mavyakashamara.
Okay, thank you, Sai. We will come back to you in a moment. Okay, Rajeshwari, you can repeat after me.
Yes, Amma.
Is everybody able to see the screen? Yes? Okay. Arjuna uvacha. Sorry. Again, Rajeshwari.
Yes, Amma.
Arjuna uvacha.
Arjuna uvacha.
Evam satatayuktaye.
Evam satatayuktaye.
Bhaktasvam paryupasate.
Bhaktastvam paryupasate.
Evam satatayuktaye. Bhaktasvam paryupasate.
Evam satatayuktaye. Bhaktastvam paryupasate.
Bhaktasvam long tvam.
Bhaktastvam paryupasate.
Correct. Ye chapyaksharam avyaktam.
Ye chabhyaksharamas vakyam
ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तम्
ye चाभ्यक्षरमव्यक्तं
तेषां के
देशां के देशां के
योगवित्तमाः.
योगवित्तमाः.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. Now, Geeta, would you like to try? Can you unmute?
Yes.
Arjuna Uvacha
Arjunovacha
Evam Satatayuktaye
evam satatayuktaye
Bhaktasvam Paryupasate
bhaktasvam paryupasate
Ye Chapyaksharamavhyaktam
ye chapyaksharamavhyaktam
Teshanke Yogavittamaha.
tesham ke yogavittamah
Vittamaha.
vittamaha.
Good. Now the whole shloka. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjunovacha
Evam Satatayuktaye Bhaktasvam Paryupasate
evam satatayuktaye bhaktasvam paryupasate
Ye Chapyaksharamavhyaktam Teshanke Yogavittamaha.
ye chapyaksharamavhyaktam tesham ke yogavittamah
Vittamaha.
vittamah.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. So now you see everybody the format. This is called Anushtuk meter. Anushtuk meter is a rhythm. What is a rhythm here? The two lines are split into 4 quarters. Evam satata yukta ye. Quarter 1. Okay. 1/4. Bhaktasvam paryupasate. Second quarter. Ye chapyaksharamavhyaktam. Third quarter. Tesham ke yogavittamaha. Fourth quarter. Okay. So after every quarter, we need to pause. That is all there is. And the pronunciation, as we learn, we will explain more about Alpa Prana, Mahaprana, and some more rules are there. I don't want to overwhelm everybody by mentioning all the rules right in the beginning. Okay. Now let's go to the second shloka. As I said, I want to do 2 shlokas per session. Okay. Madhavi, would you like to volunteer for this?
Yes, ma'am.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Maya Veshya
Maya Veshya
Manoye
Manoye
Maya Veshya Manoye Mam
Maya Veshya Manoye Mam
Nityayukta
Nityayukta
Upasate
Upasate
Nityayukta Upasate
Nityayukta Upasate
Maya Veshya Manoye Mam
Maya Veshya Manoye Mam
Nityayukta Upasate
Nityayukta Upasate
Shraddhaya
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 Parayopetaha
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 परयोपेताः
श्रद्धया परयोपेताः
श्रद्धया परयोपेताः
ते मे
ते मे
ते मे
ते मे
युक्ततमा
युक्ततमा
मताः
मताः
ते मे युक्ततमा मताः.
ते मे युक्ततमा मताः.
Very good, Madhavi. Let's
Thank
do
you.
the whole shloka again. Sri
Okay.
Bhagavanuvacha
भगवानुवाच
Maya Veshamano Ye Mam
मय्यावेश्य मनो ये माम्
Nityayukta Upasate
नित्ययुक्ता उपासते
Shraddhaya Parayopetaha
श्रद्धया परयोपेताः
Te me Yuktatama Mataha
ते मे युक्ततमा माताः
Te me Yuktatama Mataha.
ते मे युक्ततमा मताः.
Okay, thank you, Madhavi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now we will chant both the shlokas together. Yeah, and for that I will request Lakshmi Garu to repeat because she is more familiar with these. So let us see how it flows when from one shloka to the next. Okay. Arjuna uvacha evam satata yuktaye bhaktasvam paryupasate ye chapyaksharamavyakstam tesham ke yogavittamaha.
अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Maya Veshamano Ye Mam Nityayukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te me Yuktatama Mataha.
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेताः ते मे युक्ततमा मताः.
Thank you. Yeah. So this is how we will continue, and with doing 2 shlokas per session, and the more you repeat it, you will be easily able to memorize it. Yeah, so I would like all of you to memorize the 2 shlokas we cover every week. Yeah, so that it will register in the mind. Okay, all right. So now we go to the next part of our session, which is the Subhashitam. Yeah. Now, Subhashitam is, as I said, Sushtu Bhashitam. Yeah. So that which is a wise saying, said well, which highlights a value. Yeah. So this part will be taken by Lakshmi Garu, okay, who will explain the Subhashitam and then all that's connected with it. Okay.
First I will read the Subhashitam. Satyam Bhruyat. Amma, should I make them to repeat?
Yeah, I will unmute them. First you can go
Okay.
ahead.
Satyam Bhruyat, Priyam Bhruyat, Na Bhruyat, Satyam Apriyam. Satyam Bhruyat, Priyam Bhruyat, Na Bhruyat, Satyam Apriyam. Priyam cha nanritam Bhruyat, एष धर्मः सनातनः प्रियं च नानृतं ब्रूयात् एष धर्मः सनातनः. Whole thing together. Satyam bruyat priyam bruyat na bruyat satyam apriyam priyam cha nanritam bruyat yesha dharmah sanatanah. Means satyam bruyat, you speak the truth. Priyam bruyat, that is pleasant. You speak the truth, that is pleasant. Never speak the truth, that is unpleasant. Na bruyat satyam apriyam. Never speak the truth, that is unpleasant. And never speak the untruth, even if it is pleasant. Priyam cha nanridham bruyat. Never speak the untruth, even if it is pleasant. This is eternal philosophy of righteousness. Yesha dharmah sanatanah. This is eternal philosophy of righteousness.
Shall we have a volunteer?
Yes, Amma.
Okay, 1 minute. Jayanti, would you like to repeat after Amma?
Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Please be ready.
Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat.
Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat,
Na bruyat, satyam apriyam.
na bruyat, satyam apriyam,
Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. Na bruyat, satyam apriyam.
satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam,
Priyam cha nanritam bruyat.
priyam cha nanritam bruyat,
Yesha dharmah sanatanah.
esha dharmah sanatanah,
Priyam cha nanritam bruyat. Yesha dharmah sanatanah.
priyam cha nanritam bruyat, esha dharmah sanatanah.
All together. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. Na bruyat, satyam apriyam. Priyam cha nanritam bruyat. Yesha dharmah sanatanah.
Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam, priyam cha nana nritam bruyat, esha dharmah sanatanah.
That is nanritam. Priyam
Nanritam
cha
bruyat, sorry. Priyam cha nanritam bruyat, esha dharmah sanatanah.
yes, thank you.
Actually, I forgot to put the English transliteration here. Sorry about that. Next time I will put the along.
I'm able to read the Sanskrit.
Yes, I can see that. Very nice, Jayanti. One more, we will pick up a volunteer. How about Virat? Are you there, Virat? Yes. Virat can repeat.
Satyam bruyat,
Satyam bruyat,
priyam bruyat,
priyam bruyat,
na bruyat,
na bruyat,
satyam apriyam.
satram apriyam.
Together. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam.
Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, sapra apriyam.
Satyam apriyam.
Satyam apriyam.
Priyam cha nanritam bruyat.
Priyam cha narita bruyat,
Yesha dharmah sanatanah.
yesha dharma sanatanaha.
Priyam cha nanritam bruyat. Yesha dharmah sanatanah.
Priyam cha
Nanritam bruyat.
priyam cha yesha sarva sanatanaha.
All together. Satyam bruyat priyam bruyat na bruyat satyam apriyam priyam cha nanritam bruyat yesha dharmaha sanatanaha.
Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, sapna priyam. Priyam cha na cham
Nanritam nritam
nritam bruyat,
yesha dharma sanatanaha.
yesha dharma sanatanaha.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, so you see, this is a Subhashitam, and it highlights the value of truth. No? So Lakshmi Amma mentioned that Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat. So we have to speak the truth, and it should be pleasant also. Okay, and not speak which is not the truth, but which is pleasant. Like, when we are flattering somebody. So flattering or exaggeration. So the importance of Vak Tapas is brought about beautifully in this particular Subhashitam. Yeah? And this is, the foundation of Sanatana Dharma. Okay, Satyam is really glorified in our culture. So now the last part of today's session is the story time. Okay, so we have heard so many beautiful stories from Lakshmi Garu. All the stories of Ramayana, we had the whole course and we really enjoyed all the episodes. And so we thought we will have a story connected with the Subhashitam. Okay, so Lakshmi Garu, are you ready with the story?
Yes, Amma. So now I am going to tell the story contains power of truth. That is King Harishchandra of Solar Dynasty. Harishchandra, Raja Harishchandra. You must have heard that Solar Dynasty in Ramayana also. No, that is first solar means sun. Sun, Manu is the son of son is Manu, and Manu's son is Ikshvaku. So the dynasty is called Ikshvaku dynasty also. So same dynasty, there was a great king called Harishchandra. Before Dasharatha and Sri Rama and all that, this was happened in Treta Yuga, and his queen was Taramati or Shaivya, her name. And they have a son, his name is Lohitashva or Rohit. That they were he was a very righteous, virtuous king, and he was very handsome and strong. And also Taramati was also very beautiful and virtuous queen. There was no famine, diseases, and untimely death during his rule. He ruled the kingdom very well. All the prajas, all the subjects loved him very much. So one day, the Harishchandra was going on a chasing a boar, wild boar. That wild boar was coming to the village and troubling the villagers. So he went one day on a horse. Riding on a horse, he chased the boar just to kill that boar. After going for a long time, he heard some female voice. Please help me, please help me. Let them not kill me. That was a female voice he was heard. So he heard that voice. So he thought, I have to help that lady, whosoever is. So he just went through from where that noise was coming. So he, after going near that, he saw a yogi sitting on a rock. You know that yogi is none other than Vishwamitra. I hope you remember Vishwamitra in Ramayana, who took Rama and Lakshmana to the forest and all that. No, that same Vishwamitra sage was sitting doing dhyanam. That voice was coming from inside Vishwamitra's body. So Harishchandra was surprised how this noise is coming from him. But he straight away he went near him because he wants to save that lady, whatever it is. The lady is inside or behind, I don't know. I have to help that lady because her noise was so piteous, But actually, what was happening, Vishwamitra was sitting and invoking all the evil spirits of the world. by his tapashakti. He is a very powerful sage. You know that, no? So he wants to subdue the evil spirits, drawn to his spine, about to be subdued. Spine is magnetized. By magnetic power, he is drawing all the evil spirits of the world to his spine, and then he wants to destroy everything. He was doing that tapas, so that evil spirits are crying from his body, inside his body, please save, please save. But the king Harishchandra don't know what is happening. He just straight away went and shook the body of the Vishwamitra. Very strongly, powerfully, he shook his body. So suddenly the Vishwamitra came out of his dhyanam. His dhyanam was obstructed, and he opened his eyes with great anger. He was about to curse Harishchandra. By the time Harishchandra understood, oh, that's what mistake I have done. He could feel that all the evil spirits are going out of his body, because that magnetization power has gone, because of his dhyanam was obstructed. No, so all the evil spirits were escaped from his body. So Harishchandra understood what had happened. So just he fell on the feet of Vishwamitra. Oh Maharshi, please help me, please don't curse me. I have done a greatest mistake. I didn't know what was happening. Please, like that he was crying for help to Vishwamitra. Then Vishwamitra calmed down and said, "Oh king, you have done a you have committed an unpardonable sin. What are you going to do to escape from my curse?" he asked. Then Harishchandra said, I can give you all my, whatever I am possessing, I can give you. Please help me. Please don't curse me. Whatever is my possession, I will give you whenever you want, he said. Then Vishwamitra said, okay, now you go back to your kingdom. I will come to your palace one day and I'll ask for the gift. So again and again, profusely, he was asking, apologize to Vishwamitra, and then he went back. So the king went to his kingdom back. That was the Kosala kingdom. You know that Kosala kingdom was ruled by Ikshvaku dynasty. Harishchandra was one of the kings. So he went back, and then after some days, one day he was sitting in the Rajya Sabha court. He called all the courtiers and he was discussing something. All important ministers, citizens, Samanta kings, singers, dancers, scholars, a great Rajya Sabha he has called for, and he was doing some discussion with all the sages about very important matters. All of a sudden, Vishwamitra appeared in the Rajya Sabha, and he said, "Oh king, I have come here to accept the gift, to get rid of his guilt." So the sages desires. So asked for his. He asked actually for his Rajasuya Yajna. Vishwamitra was conducting the Rajasuya Yajna. So he wanted some wealth for that. So I want all your okay. Then by seeing the Vishwamitra itself, no, Harishchandra just got up from his seat and went and received him and brought him and made him sit in the crown equal to his own height and did Pada Puja and all that. This is normal customary things when a rishi comes to the Rajya Sabha. And then he asked, "Oh Maharshi, what can I do for you?" Then he said, "I am doing a Rajasuya Yajna. I want wealth for that. So I want the complete kingdom of your all citizens, rivers, mountains, whatever, crops, everything, whole country, your country, you donate to me. I want everything." Then Harishchandra has no go. You cannot say excuse, because he has promised, that I will give whatever in my possession. Everything is in his possession. So he said, okay, so do it. Please take it. Again, Vishwamitra is telling, I want something else. All the jewelry you are wearing, your queen, your son, all the jewelries, all the nice clothes, and whatever treasure is there in your khajana. Earlier, they used to keep not a rupee note, it was gold coins. So the khajana was full of gold coins. All the gold coins, everything you possess in the palace, everything I want. Then for that also Harishchandra agreed. He gave everything to him also, that also. And then again Vishwamitra is telling, not only that, all the punya karma you have done in the past, all the good deeds, everything, that also I want. said this, you know, this is not, nobody asks normally, but Harishchandra was aghast. What is this? He is asking my punya karma also, but he cannot say anything. He said, yes, yes, Maharshi, you can take all my good deeds also. So all his punya karmas also he has taken. Now, how to give all these things, you know, he will take some water in his hand and then he will offer that to the Maharshi, and then he will think of his all good deeds, all his possessions, everything he will think, and he will pour water on the hand of the Maharshi. Like that he did, and the Maharshi drank some water and then did prochanam on his head. So that is the custom, how to give some donation. That was done. Now, after all these things, now you can change your dress, your costly dress, everything, and you come on a normal whatever dress to cover your modesty, and then you can go out of the palace, Vishwamitra says. And Vishwamitra sat on the crown, and he is telling all the three of them to go out of the palace. Harishchandra has no other go. He changed all his dress, normal dress. Normal man was wearing, not that type of dress he was wearing, and then he came back, and then he himself, his queen Taramati and son Lohitashva, all the three were going out of the palace. Just before getting out of the palace, Vishwamitra says, "Oh king, you are forgetting something." Then he turned back, and what I am forgetting? I have given you everything, whatever in my possession, I have given you, Maharshi. Then Maharshi Vishwamitra says, actually, after donating, no, there is a custom that you must give some dakshina to the person to whom you are donating. So you have not given any dakshina to me. You have to give me dakshina, he is telling. Then Harishchandra is telling, "Oh Maharshi, I don't have anything. I have given you everything. Only these clothes I am wearing, that is only my possession. Should I give that clothes also to you?" Then Vishwamitra says, "What foolishness you are talking? You have donated so big kingdom and so many things. For that, this dakshina will not be sufficient. I am fixing 1,000 gold coins as dakshina for this donation. You had to give me 1,000 gold coins." Now Harishchandra is telling, "I don't have a penny in my hand. Please give me time. 1 month's time. I will earn somehow, and then I will pay my debt." Okay, Vishwamitra agreed. So saying, Harishchandra, Taramati, and Lohitashva went out of the palace, and they went. By the time everybody got the news, their king is being going to be out of the country. So all the citizens are in the street. They are all begging him not to go. "Oh king, you please don't go. If you go, we all will become orphans." Because no, they all loved him so much. No, they were all crying. We also will come with you. And Vishwamitra is ordering, "Nobody will go. Only these three will go out of the country. You all are my citizens. I am the king of this country." After hearing the order, no, they all became quiet, and only these three went out of the country. walking for so many days. They were walking. They entered a forest. After entering the forest, just pitch dark. They have no food, no water, nothing. They became very weak and all that. So many days have passed. They themselves don't know how many days have passed. So after a long time, they entered one city. That city is Kashi. Kashi, you know, Kashi or Banaras. That city, you know, every city has got its own importance, you know. So the Kashi is called the city of death. You know why? Because it is said that the Kashi is created by Shiva, and it is said that whosoever is dying in the city of Kashi, he will get moksha. He will get liberation. No more birth will be there. So even now people believe that if you go and stay in Kashi and death comes there, we will get moksha. Even now so many sadhus are staying in Kashi, expecting that death to be done in Kashi only, like that. So Kashi is the banks of the river Ganga. You all must be knowing that. So he entered Kashi. So by entering Kashi, by the time they have become very wary, they were looking like beggars. All clothes were torn, all covered with dust and matted locks and all that. No, just looking like beggars, they entered. Then straight away Vishwamitra is coming. "Oh, Harishchandra." Now he is not calling him as king. Oh Harishchandra, today is the last day, 30th day of this month. Come on, give me that 1,000 gold coins dakshina, Vishwamitra was telling. So Harishchandra, actually, I didn't know that, but today is the last day. Up to dusk, the daytime is there. Before that, I will pay my debt, he says. Because he has promised, no, he's standing for his truth. He has got that much value for his truth. That's right. Then he straight away going to the marketplace. In this market square, he is telling, please listen to me. I am a warrior. I can do any work. I can kill animals. I can hunt birds. I can do whatever work you are giving, I can give. So please make me as your servant. Like that, he was telling to everybody. Everybody was laughing at him. He is looking like a beggar. He has not eaten food for so many days, and he is telling he can fight with enemies and all that. They were all laughing at him. Nobody came to take him as a servant. Then he was very much disappointed, and he came back to Taramati and said, oh Taramati, I am done. I cannot withstand anymore. I cannot clear the debt of Vishwamitra. I think I am defaulted. Then Taramati told him, please don't worry, you will not be defaulted. You have got something else to sell. What is that? He was asking. By the time Taramati broke out, she was crying like anything. She could not say what it is. Then Harishchandra pacified her and told, please tell me, you are the saver for me now. How can I escape from the default? Then Taramati is telling, I have you, you are queen. I am here. You please sell me so that you will get the money. So much of crying. Harishchandra was very much got back. Oh, how can I sell my wife? It is very bad of my character and all that he was thinking. But no other go. He has to do that, no? So finally he agreed, and he again went to the marketplace, taking her Taramati and her son. See, my wife Taramati, please accept her as your servant maid. I am selling her to a Brahmin. There were so many rich Brahmins in Kashi, no, at that time. So she will be a servant maid for a Brahmin's house. Any Brahmin, please come forward and take her. I am selling her, he proclaimed. Then one rich Brahmin came, and I will take her for 750 gold coins. So he gave him Harishchandra, Brahmin gave Harishchandra 750 gold coins of a bundle. Then Taramati looked at Harishchandra at a last look, and she went with the Brahmin, and the son also went with her. Like that, Taramati separated from Harishchandra. It was a pathetic scene actually. How they were living, they were king and queen, so happily living. But now see, look at the market. Taramati and her, this Lohitashva, both of them were going with the Brahmin. So Harishchandra was very in very bad condition. But what to do? Nothing can be done. So he was holding that 750 gold coins. By the time Vishwamitra appears, come on, give me the my dakshina. It is going to be noon. Now by the time it is 3 o'clock, no? Then Harishchandra gave the bundle to Vishwamitra. But another 250 coins you have to give me. Yes, another till dusk I have got time. I will clear my debt. Telling Harishchandra, again going to the marketplace. No, please listen, all the people, please listen. I am so selling myself. I am for sale, he proclaimed. Anybody can buy me. I can do any work. Till my death, I will work as a slave for that man, whosoever is buying me, he proclaimed. So even nobody came forward for quite some time. Nobody came. Finally, one gigantic man came. He was a Chandala. His name was Pravera. That Chandala came, and he said, I will buy you. All the people were gave back to that, seeing that Chandala, no, very ugly looking, 7 feet height, more than 7 feet height and all that, and dark complexion, ugly looking, and on a blanket, he has got a blanket on his shoulder, full of rotten blankets, and he was wearing a bone garland and skull in his hand. Like that he was coming, and I will buy you. Then he gave him 250 gold coins, and then he took him. But you have to obey me whatever I say. Then these 250 gold coins also, Vishwamitra appeared and took it from Harishchandra. Now your debt is cleared, Harishchandra, you can go. Now Harishchandra is going behind the Chandala. The Chandala put that rotten blanket on his shoulder and he had a long stick to that also he gave to Harishchandra. Now come on, what is his job? He was a graveyard keeper, keeping of graveyard. He has to lit fire, funeral fire, and take the dead bodies all burnt. That was his job. So now this job has been given to Harishchandra. Now Harishchandra, and he is showing a small hut. This will be your place. You can stay here. Whenever there is a death, they will come and knock at you, and you have to do the needful. You have to take a bag of rice and some money from them, and then only you can do the funeral pyre for them. That rice and money, 1/6 will go to the local king, 1/3 will go to give it to me, and the rest you can keep. Like that he is telling, and Harishchandra agreed for everything, and he is started doing his work. It is not a morning to evening work, whole day and night, 24 hours, anytime that can happen. No, whosoever is dead, they will bring the dead body, knock at the door. He has to take the bag of rice and some money, and he will do the job. Like that he was doing. So many days passed, so many things. By the time he has become very, very, always sitting near the funeral pyre, he has become very dark, and we cannot understand, nobody can understand who it was. Like that he has become just like as ugly as that Chandala, he also has become. Now, one day again, some more troubles are there for him. One day, early morning, 3 o'clock, somebody knocked at his door, and one lady came. He opened the door, one old woman, old looking woman came with her son in his hand. Oh, please lit the fire for me, funeral pyre for my son. He was bitten by a snake. It was very poisonous snake. He died immediately. Within minutes, he died. So please help me. Then Harishchandra is asking, give me a bag of rice and some money. Then lady is telling, I don't have anything. I am working as a servant maid in a Brahmin's family. They don't give me money. They hardly give me some food to eat for once in a day. That's all. I am helpless. Please do help me. She is telling. Then Harishchandra says, no, I cannot do. I cannot do that. Have to obey my master's order. And then he think of his wife. She was also working in a Brahmin's family. Then he looks at her. Then he could understand that is his own wife. And that looks at the son. He has got a birthmark in his forehead, that by seeing the forehead birthmark, he understood that is his son. And both of them were cried like anything. What is this? Our fate has become so bad. Our own son, only one son, he also died. Then why we should live for? What for we are living? Like that, they were crying for quite some time. Afterwards, again, Taramati is asking, won't you lit the fire for your son? Harishchandra says, no, I can't. I am bound to my master. I can't do that. Then Taramati gets up. I have got power. She invokes all her Shakti. She is also very Pativrata Shakti. She has got that Shakti. She evokes the Agni. She prays to Agni Deva, and the huge fire is coming out. Then she, come on, we all the three will go to the fire. We will finish our lives, she is telling. Then Harishchandra agrees for that also. And he was also going to jump into the fire. But suddenly he stopped. No, I cannot do that. I have promised my master that I will serve him till my death. I am strong enough. I cannot die just like that. I cannot do suicide now. Like that, he was telling. Then suddenly the fire disappears. All gods, Devendra, Agni Devata, Vayu Devata, all gods coming and blessed him. They showered flowers on Harishchandra and the Taramati. And then they all said it was a test by Brahma Deva. That's why we were doing all these things. Now you are out of all of your debts. You can come to the heaven. Chariot is waiting for you. Harishchandra, you come to the heaven. The Devendra was telling. Then Harishchandra is telling, no, I cannot do that because I am the slave of the master, that Pravera. And Pravera is also coming. Pravera is actually Dharma Deva. That is Yamadharma. He was disguised as Pravera. He says, you are out of my debt. You can go to heaven because you are so virtuous. You stood for your truthness. So you can go to the heaven. You are out of my debt. Again, Harishchandra is saying, no, I cannot do that also because I have promised my citizens that I will rule them. I will help them in all their difficulties, but I have left them in between. I have come. So I have to go back. I want to go back to my kingdom. I want to rule my country. I want to help all my citizens. And also Vishwamitra is ruling the country. How can I go now? Now Vishwamitra also appears. Oh Harishchandra, we are all pleased to see that you are so truthful. It was only a test by Brahmadeva. So you can take your kingdom, you can go back. And then Harishchandra, Taramati, see, look at Vishwamitra and Harishchandra, Taramati and the boy. All the three were going back to that kingdom. Once again, they are like a king and queen and ruled for many, many years. And then finally, they went to heaven. So Harishchandra was given the name Satya Harishchandra. He stood for truth always. Till his death, he stood for the truth. So that was the connection between the Subhashitam and the story. Okay, thank you. How did you like this story, children?
Thank you, Lakshmi Garu. Yeah, so see, that is, what a wonderful value, no? Satyam. No, that is why on top of the Parliament House in New Delhi, it is printed Satyameva Jayate. It's encarved on the stone, no? That truth alone triumphs. Yeah. So it's a very intense story, but of the Ikshaku dynasty, solar dynasty, no? And that is why in our Sanatana Dharma, it is said, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. The one who protects Dharma will be protected. So you see how Harishchandra protected the value of truth and how that vow protected him. Yeah. So this is a very, very important value for all of us to adhere to the truth, especially now when it is so challenging in this yuga, Kali Yuga, right? So it is going to be a challenge, but we have to remember such great Mahatmas and kings and then try our best to stick to the truth. Yeah, I know we are going little over time because students, some of them have tuitions. Let us quickly conclude with the prayers, closing prayers. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.